When we began to think about the title and when the audience that we would present to, we knew that some of you are going to feel like, man, is it worth it? Some of you are going to feel like, this is the hardest it's ever been. Some of you are going to feel like, is everybody against us? And some of you might have came in here like, I am so excited to be here. The first is I want you to remember that collaboration is key. So if I have you something to write with, please write that. Collaboration is key. The next thing I want you to remember is that you're not in here alone today. If the truth be told and everybody stood up and just was completely honest, you'd find out that a lot more people in the same station that you're in. And that's okay. That's why Visions decided we would have this to bring people together so they could get resources to leave at the end of the day better than we came in. So your goal today is to walk away embodied, to walk away filled, to walk away more passionate. Some of us are going to dust off our dream. You're going to dust off your mission, and you're going to go back more fired up to serve your community. And that's what we would hope you do. See, to put something together like this individually is outrageous in price. But Mandy, to put something collectively together where we invite people in, we can do sharing of revenue. And I think Visions did the heavy lifting here to make this happen. And so I applaud Visions for what they did. So why does this matter so much? Why does this event matter to us so much? And why is it important? Because see, this is just not another summit. Like how many of you have just been to conferences where they got the bad donuts and the bad coffee and the rubber chicken, and, how many of you know what I'm talking about, right? Like today's not about the food, today's about the knowledge. And so we're going to leave today better than we came in. I believe we're standing at a pivotal crossroads. I believe that this is where community and purpose meets financial partnership. And we've stepped up and said, we're willing to do our part. We understand that we can't grow this community without you. Together we're stronger. And so that's why we pause today to come by to do this. I believe it's also going to be those that with courage, you're going to overcome this fatigue. Those with courage will dust off the mission once again. How many of you have a board of directors that's getting on your nerves? How many of you wish they were here? Oh my God. I remember as being an executive director, I had 6 bosses and another 18, and they were micromanaging me. Does that sound familiar to anybody? You can't see behind you, but that lady's back there going like this. Yeah. And I remember what that was like. And I remember being frustrated. Like, how could they possibly know? They're not sitting in this seat. And so today I say to you, let's overcome this fatigue. Let's overcome this frustration. Let's leave here today better than we came in. So next, why is this also important? Why does this moment matter so much? To my nonprofit leaders in the room that are carrying these heavy loads in these turbulent times. You've seen the pandemic. You've seen all kinds of policy shifts. You've seen things happen that you've never seen before. How many of you can understand that? By the way, I live in Maryland. I'm approximately 55 minutes from Washington. We won't make this political, but I tell you, it's a different landscape over there. I work in Indian country around the United States, and I'm finding out that the smallest minority group in the United States of America, there's less than 6 million of us, that we're cutting the funds. So I can only imagine what's happening in your communities. And so today, pause, rejuvenate, recharge, and then march out stronger. I believe in you, but you must believe in yourself. You must dust off your mission today. Today is the day that you will say, I'm so glad I came. I'm so glad I came. And we're so glad that you paused to come with us today. Next, many of you feeling beaten down. How many of you have a community that you serve? And no matter what you do, it's just not enough. Oh my goodness, can I relate to that? And the very people that should be on your team, supporting, encouraging you, tend to be the ones that are pulling you down. And then you have the lack of funding. Then you have the political agenda. Then you have the community shifting. Then you have the donors leaving. The donors leaving. That always helps, right? How do I pay my own self? Right? Has anybody thought about that lately? Will there be enough money for me to keep the doors open? And so all these uncertainties, underfunded, sometimes we have to be the one standing in the crowd, holding up the banner for our community, saying, listen, we need help. Because when visionaries come together, folks, when people of vision come together, in other words, the people that can see it before it even becomes, The person that can see the outcome in advance. And that's you in the room. You've had people doubt you. You've had naysayers say you can't. But you stood firm and you say, yes, I can and yes, I will. And to you, I say, you're the visionary we need that will carry us into the next generation, that will carry us to the next plateau. Finally, let's take a look at this when we talk about our shared vision. See, our shared vision requires courage. Real change begins when we align our purpose with our partnership. Now, let me tell you about change real quick. It's not that we don't like change, we don't like being changed. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Like, we're okay with change. Does anybody like music in the room? Anybody like music? Well, let me see about music. I love music. I'm going to tell my age a little bit here. My first car had this thing in it you would put in, and it had 8 songs on it. Oh, come on. Somebody knows what I'm talking about, right? If the people at the table don't know, explain it to them later. But I would put this thing in my car. I remember I had this, my favorite was Boston. And I'm riding down 95 in Maryland, listening to my More Than a Feeling. Yeah, look at my guy Jim back there. Jim relates. And I remember just thinking, man, this is awesome. I got a 1979 Ford Mustang with an 8-track player. Life is good. But I left the 8-track on the dash of the car in the sun. Does anybody know what happened? You plugged it in and it sounded like this. But I saved my money. I worked real hard and I got another car because I love music. So when music in my life, I wanted it, so I now have a car that had an A and a B thing you put in. It's about this square. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Then I kept going and I said, you know what? I want this new car and I have no idea. It's got these round things that are in the trunk and you can put them in there and they're like little disc type things. I don't know. But I love music, so I was okay with that change. The next car, the car I drove here in, I don't even know where the music comes from. I just go, Alexa, play. And so as you can see, when it's change that we like, we embrace it. But when it's change we struggle with, oh my goodness. So the only thing constant in life is change. You should be looking forward to the change because it makes us stronger, it makes us better. And how do we put together this partnership? Bold leaders must ask this question: what can we do together that we can't do alone? Last week I was given a keynote in Puerto Rico, and listen to this. I shared with the group that if you want to go if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, you got to take some people with you. How many of you know what I'm talking about? And sometimes that's a challenge. Taking people with you with your vision. Taking people with you with your dream. Taking your community with you. Collaboration fuels hope. Hope inspires action. Today, if you walked in here hopeless, walk out hopeful because there's hope in the room. Gather strength from someone at your table. Find out what they're doing. How did they make it? And if you're at wit's end, listen, there's plenty of resources in this room that can help us. So that's our shared vision and what it requires.